There have been many events that shaped the future of the world forever, and these events have had remarkable effects on the planet and humanity. Today we're going to be covering the entire story of humanity up until this point in just 3 minutes. To conclude the video, we're going to have a thesis to wrap up humanity's heavy past. The beginning of human history starts with the early humans. Early humans migrated and expanded out of Africa. In this stage, humans were merely primitive, hunting and gathering for food. The agricultural revolution changed all of this and allowed for the start of civilizations like Egypt and Mesopotamia. Of course, there are lots of more to start up soon enough, like the Persian, Chinese, Indian, Greece, and Roman empires. Ideologies start to form like democracy with Rome. Some religions and philosophies are formed too. From the creations of new empires opened up the Indian Ocean trade basin and the creation of Islam in its golden age. A split between the beliefs of the Sunni and Shia are still affecting today in major ways. As of this time period, China is thrown with the most advanced society. The creation of Islam, or the fall of the Roman Empire, often marks the beginning of the post-classical era, or, put simply, the Middle Ages. In this era, feudalism is introduced to Europe, Christian knights fight Saracens in several crusades, and the Black Death kills 1/3 of Europe. While all this was happening, civilizations were stirring up in the Americas. 3 advanced societies have formed: the Aztecs, the Incas, and the Mayans. There was one, but had been eliminated before European arrival. Here we see just the beginnings of the Columbian Exchange happen. The Columbian Exchange is just one factor in globalization. Globalization has seen its first major advancement with the colonization of the Americas. At this point, societies have diverged to become more or less technologically advanced than one another. Possibly one of the most important times in European history happens around 1450 to the 1700s. With the events including the Enlightenment, the Scientific Revolution, the Protestant Reformation, and the Renaissance. Stemming from these events are revolutions on a massive scale. This is the Age of Revolutions. Preceding the Age of Revolutions, we see a spike in technological advancements. This period in time is often called the Industrial Revolution, which affected most of Europe and North America. This affects the rest of the world later on. New technologies and societal expectations and roles affect much of the modern world during this period. Along with that, we see an introduction of socialism and capitalism, ultimately leading to the Cold War down the line. Due to Europeans experiencing industrialization before much of the rest of the world, Westerners attempted to expand. This was called Western imperialization and led to massive revolts and creation of new countries. Starting in the early 1900s and leading into the mid-1950s, the world sought massive conflict. World War I and World War II are highly renowned as being the most violent conflicts in the world. These wars led to many after effects, although. A notable effect is ultimately leading to more gender-equal societies in the Western world due to home fronts needing much more women in the workforce. The wars led to a shift in the global balance of power, going from Europe to America and Russia, the 2 big competitors in the Cold War. This all leads up to the modern world. In the modern world, humans must fix problems that previous events had occurred. Humanity is now dealing with major environmental problems largely due to the Industrial Revolution and the Middle East and terrorism due to poorly divided borders from superpowers. We're also experiencing a new digital age, where globalization has occurred en masse. We see exponential growth in technology, our ability to communicate, and our ability to understand the world through news and credible resources. Our story as humanity has been forged for tens of thousands of years, but over the course of just a few, we have grown to a spacefaring species. Humans have altered the planet and taken part of deciding its fate more than any other animal. We have created civilizations of monstrous proportions and have exceeded any other animal on the race for intelligence. Humanity has globalized and conquered the planet, gained the ability to control the environment for their own sake, and outlived many species of our time. We, you and I, are so incredibly lucky to be born in the age of space rockets and computers, reading and writing, that our time on Earth is just a sliver of time. Our planet is old. If the story of the world was put on a 24-hour clock, starting at 12 on a due day, we would see humanity begin at precisely 11:58:43 a.m. Our story has and will dictate our future and the planet's future, so it is best we remember it.